A highly respected African medical doctor based in the United Kingdom is facing up to 15 years in jail if he is convicted for what he has been accused of doing. This story today is very, very emotive. It involves death, which all of us are going to die at some stage in our life. Watch this video because there are valuable lessons that you can learn from this story. This story is about family betrayal. Let's dive into the story. Frank is my name. If you want to hear the latest diaspora news, this is the place to be. We share stories to educate and inform our audience because knowledge, they say, is power. Ibrahim is the man that this story revolves around him. Ibrahim has lived in the United Kingdom for many years. Unfortunately, this man is now deceased. He died less than a few weeks ago. The story of Ibrahim came to the United Kingdom in the 80s. He's a very successful man who has lived in central London. This man, he initially was married. He was married to a woman who did not come from the same country. When he told his family that he wanted to marry this woman, they objected to him marrying this woman. They said to him, do not marry this woman because she is not from the same country. The man ignored his family's advice and followed his heart. He decided to marry this woman. For 7 years, him and this woman, they tried, they did everything. Unfortunately, they didn't have any child. The family started putting pressure on this man that you are very successful. You've got everything going for you. You've helped all your siblings to come to the UK and they have their children. How come you don't have children? We can. They started blaming the woman. They said, Ibrahim, your wife is the problem. She is the one why you don't have a child. Ibrahim and his wife, after a few weeks, months, they started having problems in their relationship. When they started having problems in the relationship, the family said, you know what, since you and this woman are not having problems, I think that you should end the relationship. The relationship didn't work out. Ibrahim and his wife, they decided to go their separate ways. After that, the family said, you know what, the next wife that you're going to marry, she must come from the same country as you. Ibrahim wanted to follow what his family were saying because he realized that the first time I did not follow my family's advice. I married a woman. All my siblings, they all have children now, and I don't have children. And that marriage didn't work out. I am not going to ignore my family's advice this time. I'm going to narrow the choice of wife to somebody that must come from my country. Ibrahim, he went home during one of the holidays to his home country. He now met this girl. He brought the girl to the UK and they got married and they brought the girl to the UK. The girl has a daughter for Ibrahim and the girl, she became a monster. When she became a monster, she divorced Ibrahim. When she divorced Ibrahim, she went away with the child, refused Ibrahim contact to the child. The only daughter that they have from that relationship, she did not allow Ibrahim to see the child again. In fact, the woman made serious allegations against Ibrahim. Ibrahim was only lucky that he did not go to jail. When that relationship turns out, he didn't know what to do again. The first wife, not from my country, that one didn't work out. The one that I listened to my family, went to marry somebody from my home country, that one is now a monster. My child, the guy is paying child support, but he's not allowed to see his child. He was mad. He didn't know what to do. He said, you know what? I'm done with women. I'm not going to do anything to do with women. I'm no longer interested. I am done with women for good. Ibrahim was on his own. Meanwhile, the man was investing in his life. He was very settled. He had a house that was given to him in central London. The 3-bedroom that was given to him in central London, he later bought the house. He bought the house many, many years ago. Ibrahim had a farm in his home country. He had a lot of investment, and he has helped a lot of his siblings to the UK. Guess what happened? During one of the visits to their home country, Ibrahim now met another girl. He met this girl, and this girl, they started dating. When Ibrahim told his family that, look, I've just met this girl, she's a very nice girl, she comes from a very good home, I think that a potential here that we could have something together. The family said, she is a Christian. You cannot marry a Christian because we are Muslim. Ibrahim went back to the girl and said, look, my family, they object to me marrying somebody that is a Christian because we are Muslim. The girl said, well, if all it takes for me is to convert to Islam, I will do it because I love you. The woman then converted to Islam. Ibrahim said, okay, now I'm happy that you've done this, but I am not going to bring you to the United Kingdom. I am not going to, the last one I brought, I am lucky that I survived it. Because of the last experience, I am not bringing any woman to the UK again. But I will set you up in our home country and you will be doing your own business. He set this woman up after they got married. The woman converted, they got married, and the woman was doing a business. Meanwhile, the girl come from a very good home in their home country. This woman, a few months, she became pregnant. When she became pregnant, she had a child in their home country. Ibrahim went, applied for British passport to this child after he has done DNA to show that, yes, there's proof that I am the father of this child. He did that, and they gave the boy British passport. The woman was hoping that Ibrahim would change his stance and he will be able to bring her and the child to the UK. But Ibrahim remained firm. He said, I am not bringing this woman. I have learned once beaten, twice shy. I will not bring this woman to the UK. Ibrahim was shortly. Meanwhile, he has invested a lot in this woman, set up farm business, a lot of investment in their home country, and this woman was the one that was running the business. His family were not happy because they don't have any siblings in their home country. They were not happy that the woman was the one that was taking charge of all Ibrahim's investment in their home country. They raised issue, but Ibrahim said, this is me. This is how I want to live my life. Guess what was happening? After some time, Ibrahim, the family now said, well, since this child is growing in their home country, the child is just turned 5. Why don't you bring this child here? Because you don't have any other child. The other child that you have, your wife, is not allowing you to see your daughter. Ibrahim then now brought this child. He tricked the woman. He told the woman, he said, well, you know what, babe? This child is coming to visit on holiday. When he comes to visit on holiday, just spend some time with me. I'll bring him back. When Ibrahim took this child to the UK, he refused to send this child back. He told this woman, like, look, you know what? Let him stay here. Education is better. I want to stay here. The woman initially objected, but after some time, she said, okay, as long as I would have the opportunity to come and visit my son, I'm fine. But Ibrahim never gave this woman the opportunity to visit. The child was living with Ibrahim here. A few years later, this child is now going to started secondary school, 11 years old child. Before that, Ibrahim was sadly diagnosed with cancer. The cancer was caught very late. The doctor told him that his chances of survival is very, very slim. When Ibrahim was diagnosed with cancer, his siblings, the ones that he brought, his younger brother is a medical doctor in the United Kingdom. His 2 sisters, they are doing very, very well. Listen to this story. You'll be shocked at what siblings did to their own brother, the brother that brought them to the UK. When Ibrahim was diagnosed with cancer, he noticed, they noticed that the siblings then persuade this man. The house that he has in central London, the mortgage is almost paid off. Almost paid off. What is left is less than 20,000. They persuaded this man, knowing full well that the man has limited days to live on earth. They persuaded him to take money from the house, take equity out of the house, This house, this council house in London that he bought, he now worth more than 2 point something million in central London. More than 2.2 million. They persuaded this brother to take 400,000 from the equity in the house. Ibrahim did because he was relying on his siblings and his family for support. You know, this country, bank will give you loan as long as they know that the house worth 2 point something million and you're asking them for only 400,000. They will give you loan because they know that if you default, they can easily sell it and they make a lot of profit. So they gave the man 400,000. The sibling collected the money, they shared it among themselves. Even the medical doctor, they shared the money among themselves. It didn't end there. When the doctor now told them that the cancer has spread so far that they should prepare for this, for death, this guy should prepare for death. The siblings then realized that, look, this man is going to die. This man, he doesn't have a will. This man, he has a lot of assets in their home country. How can we claim all the assets that this man who is going to die in their home country, who doesn't have any child in their home country, how can they claim this asset? They can claim the asset, but there's a trouble. The trouble is, as long as the woman that Ibrahim has in their home country is still alive, they will not be able to claim the property. They then came up with a plan. The plan is we will get the woman visiting visa to come to the UK and visit. While she is coming, we will persuade her to bring the farm that the guy had, the paper for the farm, the papers for the house, all the guy's assets. We will persuade the woman to bring all the documents when she's coming. So the woman, they did visiting visa for the woman that they've opposed their brother bringing the woman to come and visit her only child. Now all of a sudden, they started pressurizing the woman. Oh, come and visit your husband. Come and visit the woman. Initially, the woman did not suspect anything. She thought they were doing it from a place of love. After some time, when the man had a few weeks to leave, they were pressurizing the woman. Bought the ticket. Don't forget to bring the document. Don't forget. The woman, meanwhile, started suspecting. When she called the husband and she's speaking to the husband, the voice has changed. The way the man was talking, but whenever she asked the siblings, they say, oh, he's fine, he's just sleeping, he's got some sickness, his medication. The woman believed because she never expected that the brother would do such a thing. Before you know what was happening, this woman got a ticket. She was flying to the UK. But the woman decided to do one thing, not bring the document, because she herself started suspecting. Why is it that these people are putting pressure on me and I'm not speaking to my husband freely like I used to speak to him in the past? She got on the plane, but she did not bring the document to the UK. When she arrived, she met that her husband was almost gone. A few days later, the man, Ibrahim, sadly passed away. When the wife came, they were asking the woman, where is the document that you brought? The woman said, oh, she just said, I forgot it because I was in a hurry. How can we get the document Since you say you left the document in the house, who can go into the house and bring the document? The woman started posting them. When the woman realized that this man, they didn't tell me that this man is almost dead, and now this man has passed away, and all of a sudden, these siblings, they are asking me for document of this house, the farm, and everything. This man has a child. Why are they asking for his document? The woman became suspicious. They sent people to the house to go and search. When the woman realized what was going on, she quickly sent WhatsApp message to people in the neighborhood that don't allow anybody to come into this house. When the family tried to enter the house, the people did not allow them into the house. The doctor and his siblings, they started fighting the woman. They were fighting the woman. Why do bring the document? The doctor, out of frustration, the key that he was holding on his hand, he used it to hit the woman's head. Boom! They already beaten the woman. As they hit the woman's head, the blood pumped out back. This 11 years old child saw what was happening, and the boy started crying. The boy doesn't have access to the phone, but his father has a phone which the boy knows the codes to the phone. Maybe at times, if you have children, it might be good for you to let your children in case of emergency. They were beating this boy's mom. The boy called the police with his father's phone. As soon as his uncle realized that the boy was on the phone speaking to the police, he said, drop the phone, drop the phone, drop the phone. This boy, the boy was scared, he dropped the phone. When the boy dropped the phone, meanwhile, the police, the ambulance, the emergency service, they've already heard somebody saying drop the phone, and they traced the phone to the house. When they traced the house, they saw the woman lying there, blood. That was how the doctor was immediately arrested with his sibling, because the boy was the one that narrated what had happened. The boy even told them that when his mother came to the country, 11 years old boy, this family, they sent this boy to the airport alone inside Uber. They go and bring your mom, bring her to that. They did not go and pick the mom. The boy narrated the experience and everything that happened to him, the father, how the mother was maltreated. The doctor, as we are speaking to you now, has been referred to the General Medical Council because he locked the woman in the house against the woman's will. And if the doctor is convicted, he will be going to jail for a very long time. He cannot practice medicine in the UK. The saddest part of this story is that this woman that you're seeing here, Khadija Say, this girl died with her mother in Grenfell Tower in 2017. When the girl died, her mother has this only child. She and her mother, they died inside fire in central London. Do you believe that before this woman, this girl and her mother were buried in Gambia, before they were, their family in the Gambia, before they were buried in the UK, they were still searching for the woman's ashes. The family started killing themselves over the woman's property, because they know that the woman is gone. She doesn't have anybody again. It's only her daughter. She and her daughter have died. The family started killing themselves over the woman's property. If you are watching me now, you are more than 40 years. You do not have a will. You are creating problem. The problem with we blacks is that we always think that we will never die. Because of that, we do not plan. This man never had a will. His family want to collect all his brother's assets because of greed. Because of that greed, they wanted to make sure that this man, his child, did not inherit what the man worked for. They collected £400,000 from the man's equity from his house, and they want to make sure that the wife and the child, they do not benefit from everything. Now, some of you might say, which country this comes from? This problem is prevalent in almost all African countries. Almost all African countries. If you are watching me now, you think that one country, this problem can only happen in one country. You are not seeing your blind spot. In Manchester, one of our friends died in Manchester. Before they even buried him, few months, another of our friends started dating his Zimbabwean girlfriend. There's an old saying in Benin that Noka Wu or Atita, it means that who died first is a dog. The world that we are living now is dog eat dog. That's why you see when dog dies, other dogs will start eating the dog. Start planning for what will happen when you are not alive. Nobody will live forever. Those days when you hear that somebody is a medical doctor, you expect certain high standards from them. You do not expect doctors to do certain things. You do not expect doctors to hold somebody against their will. My friend, you are lying. Just last week, this medical doctor in the UK, this guy is a consultant medical doctor, a consultant anesthetic. He was doing an operation, and midway through the operation, he left the patient and decided to go and have a quickie. He went to go and have a quickie with another nurse, leaving the patient there, and the guy has been dismissed. Why am I saying this? At times when we hear somebody is a medical doctor, you put them in high standard. You expect high standard from them. You only know your mind. Start planning for what will happen to your children when you are not alive. People don't care. When it comes to money, greed is fueling our people. Don't forget to give this video a like if you see any value, and share so that other people can learn. If you have any story that you want to share with us, you can WhatsApp to us. We share these stories to inform and educate our audience. All of us will die sometime. Start planning for what will happen when you're not around, so that you don't create problems